All right, Meb. On the eve of the final marathon, where are your emotions right now?
You know, it gets very emotional because Alphine just said, which was the women's athlete who said, somebody told me, she's like, she wants to be the female Meb, and then I went and tell her thank you and gave her a hug, and she just went to tears. So it's very emotional at all capacities because, I mean, I've been such a, New York so many times, many people think I live here because of the marathons I've done, the half marathons, and it's emotional. It's, it's, every second is go, go, go there right now. I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can, but at the same token, it's, I changed like 4 or 5 times already, trying to wear different hats and go up here. And as you can see, I have my slacks for the next award thing, and the Meb award, which is a great honor. So trying to take a deep breath and enjoy it, but it's been such a blessing to be associated with the New York runners. They've been there for me every step of the way, through the good and the bad, and I'm just thankful for them to give me the opportunity to shine one more time, hopefully, but we'll see how it goes on Sunday.
Is it difficult to keep a frame of mind that like you've got a race to run? And
it is. I was doing some things. I was like, I am racing. I'm not. Because there's so many things that yesterday functions. It was custom performance that I did a speaking engagement at, and I was meeting green. I love doing that. And then at one point I'm like, I know I'm racing. I gotta get off my feet and think about those things. Hydrate and try to eat because I haven't got a chance to eat as much as I like to and things like that. So just grab something bite to eat from the hospitality they have. I was gonna sit and eat, and then Howie's like, "You want to eat here or you want to go to the room?" I'm like, "Probably the room sounds good because then I can just shove it down and then go to the shower and get ready for the next thing."
Is it more difficult, now to block out the distractions before this last one? When you compare it to some of the other, in-demand races that you ran, after winning here in New York in '09 or after you won Boston, like. How can you compare the chaos?
No, I mean, usually when you are debuting, it's a big press anticipation as an American record holder in the 10K, and then be able to just be in the moment. And when you win New York, you want to be the defending champion. You're doing all your heart to do everything you can to do it, and I wasn't successful in that. And then the Boston victory, and then you try to do the same thing, trying to defend the title. There's so many, but. Also, this has been equally the same as my last one. I never thought it would turn out this way, but I just, like I said, my first marathon was here 15 years ago. It's gonna be my first and last. I never want to ever do it again because it was so painful. But now to come 24 marathons later to finish out the President grade, and I'm fortunate. All my brothers and sisters, my wife and kids, my parents and nephews, nieces and cousins are here. Close to 70 people out of and thanks to United for flying them out here and all those things, United Airlines that is. And so it's going to be very emotional. I'm really spending like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or 40 seconds with somebody, and hopefully they understand that I'm just on go mode right now.
What's your training block been like? Do you feel good?
Joe, I'm healthy, I'm strong right now. Speed might not be as we like to, but cutting back with the mileage, I got to about 131 miles, 28 miles, 27.7 long runs, tempos, 12 miles. So everything's gone accordingly, and now I just gotta rise to the occasion and give them a good performance. And the cool thing, my last one, was gonna be job, but I'm not looking at it that way until at least I can't get the top 10. I'm gonna fight for every spot. After that, if I can't do it top 10 or top 3, then I'll make it a celebratory run. But now I'm all serious about getting the best out of myself. As I always say, run to win, get the best out of myself. And the 50,000 plus people are trying to do the same thing for that moment in time. I'm so delighted to share that road with a participant of 50,000 or more people. So it should be a lot of fun.
Splits on during your workouts. How do you compare them to where you were maybe 2002 when you ran your first?
When I did my first marathon, I had age on my side, but the splits were not great. I remember telling Dina Caster, I'm like, how am I supposed to go 26.2 when I can't even go 15 miles at a race pace at 7,000 feet? But I think the splits are there. Some of them have been great in terms of mile repeats and 1Ks and 800s, and now the tempo's been good, solid. Performance not what I want them to be, but that's at the peak of my career. Now as a 42, more like 24, 28 years old. But I'm very happy how we went. And my mentor Bob Larson has been there, and Mammoth people. I miss the scenery, but I miss the people more because they get me ready for meals, they cook for me, they host like from house to house, hop in, for dinners. It's been an amazing experience, and I was away from my wife and kids and family for 6 weeks basically, because I only saw them for 1 day before I came here. Other than that, I don't want to regret it as an athlete that I never done everything that I can. I know I have done now, and I got to go that journey through the 5 pros the best I can, and I know the crowd's going to be supporting me, and I love to interact with the crowd, so go out there and cheer us on off, and I'll give you my best.
This is another challenge for New York City following the horror of this week. What's your message to the runners who have to, go after this amazing attempt of trying to accomplish something?
As an athlete, we hope to be an example of triumph through. It's not how many times you fall, but how many times you get up, and you're having a number of shares. You've been here before, but unfortunately we can't get the lives back of the 5 or 6 people who come here at a reunion. I've never been to a high school reunion or a college reunion, but to come to that, I can even imagine the wife and the kids and all those things, and but my prayers and thoughts go to the people that are affected by it. We can't get lives back, but I hope we can be resilient to just say, take a moment of silence before the gun goes off and acknowledge all that have happened, and but New Yorkers are resilient, runners are resilient, and I'm thankful to the mayor and the law enforcement, all the things they've done to help the family in need at this point, and do the right thing. And we just try to be a source of an example, give a little lift into the spotlight of the New York City, and as the biggest, slightly called the biggest party, biggest block party. So it's mixed motion. We have the downs and the ups, and my life has been run to overcome, and so even my book is called Run to Overcome. So I would love to give a copy maybe to the book, to the family, just because I was at the bottom until 10 years ago on my knees and elbows where I can't even stand up, but somehow through the faith of God I just felt like bouncing back, and my wife didn't want to see me that way, and I said, just give me a shot. I'll be able to, because I know what is inside of me. So we have to go deeper into our spirit and be humble. But anything can be taken away from us. That's the message. But you got to look at the future and prioritize as much as we can, even though it's very, very difficult. My sympathy and prayers go to the families that are affected by it, and everybody that was involved at school, and all those things. It was just a horrific moment for all of us. What I'm going to miss most about the marathon is the VIP service from the New York runners. I grew up in a 3-bedroom and 1 bathroom with all my brothers and sisters, and they gave me the presidential suite here. So coming back, I'm like, it's unbelievable. The first-class service, not only for me, but for experience that we all share. 50,000 people and many others to be able to go. So, I won't miss the ice bath, I won't miss the drug testing and all that stuff, because like this morning I was planned out my day, and knock on the door, you saw that, and you gotta, it kind of got into play. So 3 weeks, probably 3 times in the last 3 weeks is what I've been tested on, but I won't miss that. I do miss the friendship that you make with people, but I hope to be in the sport in some capacity. I won't be running marathons competitively, but hopefully maybe pacing or coaching or motivational speaking within the sport of environment.
I know you kind of mentioned it already, but can you talk again about how you're feeling for Sunday? Are you prepared, and is it going to be a bittersweet moment for you?
It's very emotional. The tears comes down my eyes, when I heard about the Killer Award. I mean, that's the first athlete. My dad mentioned it to me as an immigrant and Pele, so you hear those things, and to get those awards means a lot to me. And Alafine, who's a female athlete in the U.S. here, just saw her, and she says, somebody told me at the press conference, I can't believe somebody says she wanted to be the female version of Meb, and I gave her a hug, thank you, and she just started crying. So, and I got letters from, texts from Dathan and Craig Leon and all those things. That is very emotional, because the integrity, the character that I have inspire them at the elite level. And I think there's a 12-year-old running a 5K on Saturday, and he wrote me a letter. He said he wants to be the next me, and I want to give that play forward. When he's older and done the marathon, he wants to be there for the next kid. So and the masses always, send text on Twitter or Facebook and things like that. So I'm just honored to be in this position, and I'm excited for Sunday. Giving my best, run to win, and but my goal is to top 3, top 10, and then if I can't get that, obviously finish, but make it an exciting one.
And with the truck attack that happened this week, are there any worries about security in your mind? Is it even there?
The worries has always been there for me since 2004. Especially when you wear that USA jersey, you're a target. But unfortunately, what happened yesterday, what happened in Boston, all those things, they're in the back of our head. But the New York runners do a great job. The law enforcement is behind them. They're going to tighten up. It's already amazing security, but they need even more deeper. And you can't stop, from a lunatic like that. And but at the same time, we just hope that prayers and possible to those victims that are affected. But I'm very optimistic about Sunday.
For Boston, I know that you built up Boston the greatest. You had a couple of injuries. Has there been any hiccups in this one? Do you feel happy about what you've been able to do in your building?
I went to Eritrea for 2 months with my daughter and wife, and I had a little kind of knee there, but other than that, I haven't had any hiccup. I didn't train much there. I just maintained 6-8 miles. I don't want to be super fit in October or September. I wanted to be November 5th, and so I held back a lot there in case I get injured. So right now, since then, I haven't had any hiccup.
So do you feel good about your fitness? Is it where you want it to be?
For 42 years, yeah, that's what I wanted to be, So I'm excited to be. There's no hiccup. The training's been good. The tempos are done. The long run are done. The intervals are done. So, I used to make a move when I want to make a move, or trying to cover moves when somebody else makes a move. But now that's getting a little very challenging. So for me, I just have to be smart. If I can be smart and wise and use the competition to my advantage. Everybody that makes mistakes, like I've done mistakes before, try to capitalize on that, and I think I could do really well.
You said you were in Eritrea for 2 months. So what were you doing over there?
I was in Eritrea for 2 months with my daughters and wife, and we thought of giving them back of their roots and educate them, show them how much they would appreciate the United States after being there. And Skechers was nice enough to give us a lot of 9 bags of shoes and clothing, 50 pounds each, and stack them there and give to the people in need.
Before that,
Part of the trip, was there anything that you really remember about?
Oh, there's a lot of things I remember. I had the reunion, I wear the name Keflezighi, but I know that all the family, 100+ family came. No cell phones, no text, emails, but word of mouth. And my brother and I put a nice party for them, and it was a great celebration in the house where I was raised when I was in Eritrea. So my uncle lives there now, but yeah. So it was the girls remember their roots. I've been in Red Sea, been in the capital. I asked when first day we came back home to school. I said, where are we walking? I said, sidewalk. Did you see any sidewalk there, or did you see the dirt, the kids playing around? How often did they change? Put in reality for them. They did change everyday clothes, a lot of clothes, Skechers, shoes, and all those things. But back in Eritrea, they don't have those things. So how many drawers do you have full of clothes? So try to, they hear about it, but I want them to know, and you're down to my wife, to realize how lucky they are. So hopefully they can work harder to achieve the things they want to pursue their dreams.
Before that, when was the last time you were in Eritrea?
I was in Eritrea last year. I was invited by the government to celebrate the 25th anniversary last year. I was only there because my schedule was so hectic cancel a couple of things and go there for about 8-9 days.
And was this the first time your kids were in Eritrea this time?
My oldest daughter, she went there in 2007 as an infant when I did the London Marathon, and then all of us together this time with the family, and my mom was there for, unfortunately not my mom's uncle mom passed away, and my sister's Ruth mom passed away, so there's been a lot of grieving around also.
If you're not top 3 or top 10 and it's a celebratory run, what are you doing in those last miles with engagement with the crowd?
I hope I'm going to give it my best to give it top 3, top 10. I really believe that if I play smart, it can be going really well for me. But if not, I'm going to give high five, thumbs up. I don't think I'll stop and hug, but that one I would have another question. But I don't know. I live in the moment. I can never predict that. Or sometimes when I grab the United States flag, I do it at emotion, you know, and I don't know what emotion is going to take me on Sunday. I just, hopefully, I cried here 10 years ago when somebody says, you know, I was finishing 8th, they said, maybe you're still our hero, and that's, you know, before I won New York and before I won Boston. So you hear words, I'm very interactive with the crowd, and, you know, whether it's a high five or, you know, I don't know what else is going to come, but, you know, if somebody wants to challenge me for a push-up, I might do that too, I guess, I don't know.
What are your plans for